Today we're taking a look at these NCAAF matches, which are happening on Friday, October 7, 2022, and giving you match breakdowns, betting tips and predictions in general on these games. Welcome back to High Stakes, let's get straight into it. Also, don't forget to subscribe and push that notification bell to get notified as soon as we release these sport prediction videos, and if you would like more betting tips and predictions, then check out our Patreon in the link down below. Our new Patreon is a way for us to help you improve your chances of making more money. Multiple plans are available for each and every one of you. By becoming a member of the High Stakes Patreon, you will have access to our best team picks, total picks, parlay picks and much more. Stop wasting hours of your time searching for bad betting predictions that ends up costing you a lot of time and money. Join the High Stakes Patreon now and get the best betting picks. Going back to our video, we will give you 2 betting picks for each game, a team pick and a total pick based on facts and detailed explanation. So make sure to watch our videos till the end so you don't miss any of our picks. Nebraska versus Rutgers. These are both teams that most bettors are looking to fade right now, making this a tricky game to handicap. However, I actually feel better about Nebraska, as the new coaches have a win and some momentum to work with heading into this game. The Cornhuskers are coming off their best performance of the season, while Rutgers has been blown out in consecutive games. The Scarlet Knights do not have enough offense to take advantage of Nebraska's defense, which is its weakness. Thompson and the offense will score at least 20 points on Friday, which should be enough to win and cover the spread. I agree with the early betting action, pushing this line from -2.5 to -3. Rutgers is scoring an average of 24.8 points per game, which is 98th in the nation. The Scarlet Knights are averaging 170.0 yards rushing and 161.2 yards passing per game, for an average of 331.2 yards of total offense. The Rutgers running game is averaging 4.3 yards per carry. Rutgers quarterback Evan Simon has 640 yards passing with 4 touchdowns and 3 interceptions. Samuel Brown V is the leading rusher with 210 yards and 2 touchdowns, and an average of 5.0 yards per carry. Wide receiver Aaron Cruikshank has 20 receptions for 172 yards with 2 touchdowns, which leads Rutgers in each category. As mentioned previously, Rutgers will use its ground game to eat up the clock on each possession, therefore producing fewer possessions and fewer overall points. The total has finished under in 8 of the last 12 games that Nebraska has played on the road, and in 4 of the last 5 that Nebraska has played on the road against a team with a winning record at home. Rutgers has had the total finish under in 8 of the last 11 against a team with a losing record, and in 5 of the last 6 played at home against a team with a losing record on the road. Our total pick is under 51.5 points. Houston versus Memphis. Houston has lost 2 of its last 3 games as a home favorite, along with an unimpressive win over Rye sandwiched between. Coming off those 3 consecutive home games and not performing well, the Cougars now have a tough road trip to Memphis, a place where they have both lost outright and failed to cover the spread in the program's last 3 trips there. It doesn't help that Houston is also down one of their top defensive players and possibly 2 more key pieces of their secondary. The Tigers will be the more comfortable team playing their 4th consecutive home game here, and I will take them to get their 5th straight win on the season. Our team pick is Memphis Tigers for the win. The Houston Cougars have been a good offensive program, and that has kept them in games as senior quarterback Clayton Tune has been doing very well. He is 105 of 161, 65.2 completion percentage for 1,201 yards, with 9 passing touchdowns and 3 interceptions. He has been heating up as he has a 4-1 touchdown to interception ratio in his previous 2 games. They have a big target with junior wide receiver Nathaniel Dell, grabbing 5 of the 9 touchdown passes thus far. Houston does run the football well as they are averaging 150.8 rushing yards per game, which is led by freshman running back Brandon Campbell, doing well as he has 55 carries for 243 yards, 4.4 yards per attempt, with 3 rushing touchdowns throughout the year. This offense has done extremely well as they have converted on 40 of 80 third down attempts, 50% as well. These offenses have both been doing extremely well throughout the season, as the Cougars are averaging 30.6 points per game, while the Tigers are scoring 34.4 points per game. Neither quarterback is throwing bad passes as Tune and Hennigan both have 9 passing touchdowns on the season. They will also be able to keep the defense guessing as both Houston and Memphis run the ball effectively to the point where they can do either to move the chains at an effective rate. The over has hit in 4 of their last 5 games against one another in Memphis, so go with over 57.5 points here. UNLV versus San Jose State. UNLV won their 3rd straight game last week as they took down New Mexico at home last Friday, and their lone loss of the season was a 6-point road defeat to Cal. The Rebels enter this game 4-1 overall and stand 2-0 in the Mountain West, putting them atop the West Division of the conference standings. Against New Mexico, UNLV trailed 14-0 after one quarter and 17-0 just 91 seconds into the second quarter before rallying. The Rebels were within 17-9 at the half and stood even at 17 after three quarters before taking the lead for good on Aiden Robbins' 3-yard touchdown run in the opening minute of the fourth quarter. UNLV led the rest of the way to earn the win. The Rebels held a 356-297 edge in total offense, won the first down battle 22-18, and won the time of possession by a 30-45 to 29-15 margin. Each team turned the ball over twice in the contest. On the season, the Spartans are 36th in the nation in passing offense with 274.3 yards per game and 121st in rushing offense with an average of 93.3 yards per contest. San Jose State is 92nd in the FBS in scoring offense with an average of 26 points per game, while they are 20th in scoring defense by allowing an average of 15.8 points per contest. Chevan Cordero is 77 of 135 passing for 1,078 yards with 4 touchdowns and no interceptions on the year. He is second on the team with 77 rushing yards plus 4 scores. Kerry Robinson, 54 carries, 242 yards, 4 TD, is the team's leading rusher, but as a team, the Spartans average a weak 3.1 yards per carry. Elijah Cooks leads the team with 20 receptions for 367 yards and a score this season. Charles Ross, 14 grabs, 204 yards, TD, Justin Lockhart, 12 catches, 219 yards, and Jermaine Braddock, 6 receptions, 106 yards, are the only other players that have at least 100 receiving yards. Terrence Shive hit all 12 extra point attempts and 6 of 10 field goal tries with a long of 40 this year. San Jose State has been tough defensively this season, and their one loss came to Auburn on the road where they allowed just 24 points. While UNLV has been good in the early going this season, they fell to Cal on the road in their toughest contest of the year. Their lone road win came over a Utah State team that has been one of the biggest disappointments in college football this season. San Jose State has played well at home and owns a road win over Wyoming, a hostile venue that derailed Air Force already this season. The Spartans are better on defense and they have home field in their favor in this contest. Look for San Jose State to find a way to earn a tough victory here to improve to 4-1 on the year. Our team pick is San Jose State Spartans minus 6.5 points. The Rebels played well in recent weeks and come into this game on a 3-game winning streak. They will try to keep the momentum going with a win over the Spartans, which will give them their 4th win in a row and 3rd straight conference win. UNLV is averaging 37.8 points per game. They are throwing for 254.4 yards and rushing for 168.6 yards per game. Doug Brumfield completed 73% of his passes for 233 yards and 1 interception in the win over the Lobos. Aiden Robbins had 23 carries for 79 yards and 1 touchdown, while Seneca Mackay had 5 carries for 72 yards. The Rebels are averaging 37.8 points per game, but their average drops to 24 points per game on the road. They average 25 points per game in their last 3 games against the Spartans. They run the ball well and will be able to take advantage of the Spartans' poor run defense. But, with the Spartans giving up 15.8 points per game, they will be held under their average in this game. The Spartans are averaging 26 points per game and 27.5 points per game at home. They average 32 points per game in their last 3 games against the Rebels. They have a good passing game and will move the ball through the air against the Rebels, who are 94th in the country when it comes to defending the pass. But, with UNLV giving up 22.4 points per game, the Spartans won't score enough points to push the score over the total. The Rebels and Spartans played under the total in 5 of their last 9 meetings. Our total pick is under 52.5 points. Colorado State vs Nevada. The line might have been tighter between 2 fairly evenly matched teams, but the Rams come into this game very banged up. The team is down to their 3rd string center and is playing without both their starting tackles. The offense has suffered greatly, scoring just once this season in the first half. The Rams' running game ranks next to last in the country with their makeshift offensive line trying to create holes. Nevada is not great against the run, but should hold up in this spot. Forced to throw while not making much hay on the ground, Colorado State is just 94th in the country throwing the football. They now face the nation's 2th ranked passing defense, which could be challenging. Nevada also protects the football, unlike the Rams, so they will be able to use clock and protect the football in this matchup. Nevada should control tempo, protect the ball and knock the Rams to their 5th straight loss. Take the Wolfpack and lay the points, minus 3.5. When your offense is putrid, you need the descent to carry you. However, the Rams' defense is giving up 41 points per game, which is the 6th most in the entire United States. It is not like this number was inflated or anything, as they have allowed 51 points in the opener to the Michigan Wolverines and less than 34 points in their previous 3 games. They are averaging a turnover per game, as they have 3 interceptions and 2 fumble recoveries. Sophomore defensive back Jack Howell is far and away their best player, as he has a forced fumble, a pass deflection, and 3 interceptions. If they can get a couple of stops, they will be able to make games a lot closer than they have been this season. This number has dropped from opening up at 47 total points and is now sitting at 44.5 points, and that is the number we are going with. We do not know if Millen will be under center for this game, but even if he is, the offense is not moving the ball well. This Colorado State offense cannot move the ball well at all, as they have recorded 22 first downs in their last 2 games combined. On the special teams side, Brandon Talton was excellent and is out with a collarbone injury, with his backup never attempting a field goal in a game in his collegiate career thus far. Even though it takes some extra room for the variance that is college football, the under has hit in their last 4 games against each other inside McKay Stadium and in 7 of their last 9 games overall between each other, so go with under 44.5 points in this game.